Hello, everyone. Hello, and warm welcome to Consulting Without Borders Perspectives. Today is our 27th episode. I'm Victoria Olska, your host and moderator for today's show. I'm also the president of the Al-Salem Foundation, a US-based nonprofit organization working internationally and dedicated to celebrating the life and the inspirational work of the late Al-Salem, an international consultant and a global leader. Through our initiatives, we're striving to honor Gabriel's legacy, his profound impact on the consulting industry, his commitment to excellence, and his advocacy for sustainability and a positive social and economic change on a global scale. Happy September 1st, everyone. Happy first day of fall. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us today on a Sunday, whether it's your Sunday morning or Sunday evening. Also, a huge shout out to those of you who are tuning in to the replay of this episode. Welcome. Please drop us a comment in the comment section and let us know where you're tuning in from. I think I already saw a couple of comments coming in from Gulsum, who is joining us from Almaty, Kazakhstan. Thank you, Gulsum, for being here with us. Also, Anya from the Netherlands. And as for me, I'm actually tuning in today not from my regular office in Florida, but I am today in Seattle, which is on the Pacific coast of the United States. So for me, it's 7 in the morning on my Sunday, but I'm very happy to be here, of course, with you and to talk about a great topic that I'm about to announce and present our wonderful speaker for today's episode. Today, we're live, as always, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, YouTube, and please, so feel free to engage with us through the comment section. You can ask your questions, you can post your comments and share your own perspectives. And if you like what you're seeing, please don't forget to hit the like button. That means a lot to us. And it also helps to spread the information about this episode a little bit further. Today we have a very interesting agenda. We will be talking about a country that we have not talked about before. And so I'm very thrilled that we will be actually introducing this country and our wonderful speaker today. We will talk about Armenia, a beautiful country in the Caucasus, and we will talk about its remarkable ascent in the global consulting arena, and we will highlight how the country is harnessing innovations such as digitalization to emerge as a prominent player on the international export market. Our guest today will also discuss the impressive achievements of the Institute of Management Consultants of Armenia and talk about their plans to host the CMC, the International CMC conference very soon, already in October. It will take place on October, from October 7th to 11th in Yerevan. I'm absolutely delighted to have a guest speaker today, a former Deputy Minister of Economy and the current president of the Institute of Management Consultants of Armenia, Naira Margaryan. Please welcome. Hello, Naira.
Hi.
Yes, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
On your Sunday, and I'm absolutely thrilled to hear more about your great achievements as a consulting institute and also your insights about Armenia's remarkable development as a country And of course, we're also very happy to hear about your preparations for the great event that you will be hosting in October, International CMC conference, together with the Institute, together with the International Council of Management Consulting Institutes, ICMCI. And so before we start, I usually ask our guest speakers to talk a little bit about themselves and how they came to work in the consulting industry. And I'm sure you've had a lot to share from your past experiences. So please.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's recently it has became the most difficult question to answer because with time there are so many hats around that I really do not know how to define myself better. I entered into consulting in 2010, around 2010. That was time in my career when I think everybody gets there, that I got fed up with bosses and management over my head. And I decided that never again I'm going to be employed by anybody, and I'm going to be employer for myself. So I partnered with a guy that was PhD, that had PhD in physics actually, and we started our consulting company that is called Wink Consulting, and it exists until now. Mainly I was doing financial consulting, and I really enjoyed that new role. I really enjoyed managing my own company, and I'm enjoying it until today. However, soon I entered into education, so as a profession. I was prepared by the Institute of Education of UK, and then I started to hold also that career. Later, I was invited to be Deputy Minister of Economy in Armenia. It was in 2019. And after that, my perspective shifted at another angle, and now I'm striving for a larger impact possible. But being in consulting and being a member of IMC Armenia, Institute of Management Consultants in Armenia, it's a long story. It dates back to, I think, 2013 or something like that. And it's a lifestyle. So yeah, and I've been there almost from the beginning, not very beginning, but almost. And then we did our best to develop this organization. And now I'm honored to be re-elected as the president of the board again this year.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing this. I can certainly relate to the fact that you've been through many career changes, and it's great. I think that's the way it should be. So we don't have to stick with wherever we end up after our universities or colleges. So of course things can change, and certainly I can certainly understand how it was great for you to not to have bosses anymore, but to be your own boss. And the career and in consulting can certainly help with that. But it's also wonderful that you had the role of the Deputy Minister of Economy, and I'm sure that you were able to bring so much energy into that position, being a younger member. So it's all great. Thank you so much for sharing.
I think that was the time in my career that I miss the most, because despite of what people think about that position, it comes with huge responsibility, but it comes also with huge possibilities that you can use to bring changes to your country, the motherland that you adore. So for me, after I left the office, I'm really missing the global impact. Global in terms of Armenia, of course, but still the scale of the impact that I was able to produce in the ministry. And so I had plans, I had strategies, I had plans. Some of those didn't realize after I left, but I'm realizing some of them now. I created an academy to learn business in Armenia, an online platform that is self-paced learning and etc. So I'm really trying to stick to the promises that I gave during my service, and stick to the idea of developing my country and my economy.
And there is no question that the government plays a huge role in developing the country's economy, and especially such newer sectors for which Armenia is known for, like the tech industry. And I know that the government of Armenia is doing a lot to support this sector, and through various initiatives, through tax incentives. And I'm sure that you, as a former member of the government, you can share a lot of these with us, and just let us know how this has all happened. Armenia has, of course, a rich cultural and historical heritage, and maybe you can start by telling us a little bit more about this, your beautiful country, and how its historical and history and culture influence the current economic and business environment.
Yeah, thank you. This is also quite a complex question with many layers, because the history of Armenia has gone through periods and very difficult situations and difficult periods, and it has a very unique economic landscape. First, I would like to ask the audience if they can comment. I'd like to ask people to guess how old is Armenia, how old Armenia can be. Let's see what is the perception of Armenia among our colleagues. And also, sometimes Armenia is so small that sometimes when traveling and saying that I'm from Armenia, I have troubles explaining where I'm from, because people ask Romania, Albania, and there is a lot of names that then you have to explain. But then you say, for example, Charlansnavur, and everything is set up. And for the youth, you say System of a Down or something similar. And why I bring these examples is because, being very small, Armenia has huge potential for talent in every area, be it science, be it arts, be it business. I don't know why. Maybe because Armenia has gone through hardship all the time, and we have been like forced to meet the challenges, to be strong, to be creative, to survive. And probably maybe there is something in the genes. I cannot really explain that, but that's what is happening. And we know the world-renowned scientists, world-renowned artists, lots of them, and also world-renowned consultants, actually, globally known consultants. So about economy, it's very the situation in Armenia is still very difficult, because we're still landlocked. We do not have access to the sea. Geopolitically, we're in a very bad situation, so it's really very difficult to do trade with other countries, because you cannot ship your products by sea, and whatever you have to ship is mostly by airplanes or by land, passing through several countries with their burdens, with their legislation, and etc. So on this side, we have to be very, very creative to stay competitive, because the transportation costs are very high. And we usually concentrate on a niche rather than quantity, because if you find a nice niche, then you can and provide a good solution, or a good product and still be competitive, even having high margin, even having high costs on transportation. The main areas of economy that are of our economy are construction, mining, services, and mainly financial services, tourism, horeca, other sides of tourism. But and we have very interesting combination of post-Soviet business and Western business. And here also the history plays its role, because despite the fact that Armenia was in a Soviet Union for almost a century, for 70 years, going back to the beginning of the 20th century, we had this very sad page in our history, the Armenian genocide. And because of that genocide, a lot of people, a lot of Armenians were forced to flee to other countries, and countries like US, like any country in Europe, in Lebanon, in Beirut, everywhere. So we have big communities, we have very rich diaspora, and the ties with the diaspora are very strong. So we learn from them, we import the Western cultures, we have our neighbors' Eastern cultures, we have some aspects of Soviet Union culture still remaining, and the combination, I think, of all these traditions and cultures, business creates something new that is quite interesting. Yeah.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. I can certainly understand how for a small country it can be difficult to develop, especially bringing all this baggage of being through horrible events in your history, and also having the Soviet Union behind. But that's also certainly, this is what contributes so much to the country's resilience and the resilience of Armenian people who work in Armenia or in other countries. Well, going back to your question about how old Armenia is, I see some people watching us, but not too many comments coming in. I know there are some participants from Armenia. For example, Silva is here with us. Silva, she said hello at the beginning. So, are there any opinions or any guesses about Armenia's age? And I guess there is always Google available to but I don't see any comments coming in. So perhaps you can.
We will wait.
Perhaps you can. You can educate us on this fact.
Well, there are various sources, but the confirmed sources take us back to 6th century BC. And if you ever happen to come to Armenia, you can see some evidence of Armenia being ancient, even in the current geographical territory of Armenia. And maybe, as we spoke about that, I could, if you would allow, show a very short video about Armenia, so that our colleagues can imagine what is Armenia about how it looks.
Of course, this is great. Yeah, thank you for having the video for us.
Yeah. Let me try to share it, and then then when you allow me, 1 second.
Yep. This will be a very nice preview, especially for those who are thinking about going to Armenia soon. Okay, here we go. Here is the video.
And for everyone who never thought about coming to Armenia, but will decide to come after that. Okay.
Exactly.
Can I put it on?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Why is Armenia the best destination to travel? The geographical location of Armenia on the cusp of Eastern and Western civilizations makes it easily accessible for everyone. Obtaining an Armenian visa is a quick and hassle-free procedure, while for a number of countries it's not required whatsoever. Due to its subtropical climate, one can enjoy sunshine in all seasons. The abundance of spacious, sophisticated hotel complexes and high-profile, well-equipped facilities makes Armenia a great venue for world-class meetings. The rapid development of the IT sphere, as well as the advancement of industrial sciences, is based on centuries-old wisdom and experience. The country, which adopted Christianity in 301 AD, had an alphabet in 405 AD, and its present capital, established 2,800 years ago, can now rightfully be ranked as a modern center of innovations and technological progress.
Yeah, this. We jumped a little bit forward, but it was mainly about Armenia.
Right. No, this is very impressive, and I see some comments coming in related to the history of Armenia. Hi, Carol. So happy you can join us today. Actually, I have to share something. I am now in Seattle, right? That's what I said earlier. I'm on the Pacific Coast, and I'm a guest at Carol's home. So Carol has been an old friend with whom we worked in Kazakhstan in long time ago, and I'm so happy I can visit them now here. So thank you for being up early on your Sunday morning. And Carol shares that, yeah, she knew something about Armenian history and experiencing 100 years of peace before World War I, but she didn't realize that the history goes so far back. Thank you, Carol.
It goes even further. So there is a lot of things for you to explore about Armenia, but thank you for sharing, Carol, and thank you for hosting Victoria and this live.
Yes, and this is wonderful. So after a little bit of a preview of how beautiful Armenia is and talking about its history and economy, perhaps you want to tell us a little bit about consulting, specifically the consulting sector, and how it started developing, and also the creation of the Institute of Management Consultants. And I remember, because I partially was there, and I remember those times. And I also remember that Gabriel, when he was working for European Bank for Reconstruction and Development as the director for their Central Asian operations in five countries of Central Asia, he had colleagues in Georgia and in Armenia, and he was traveling there quite a bit to share experience. He was learning from your experience, bringing the experience of Central Asia to your region. So he definitely spent a lot of time in the region. And I'm very happy that I think a little bit later, right after we lost Gabriel, that's when the Institute of Management Consultants actually started.
Yeah. First of all, I want to convey my deepest respect to the work that you do in the memory of Gabriel. It's very impressive, and the consistency that you keep doing that is also very impressive. I remember meeting you back in 2013, I think, in Armenia.
That's when I came the first time.
And that was when I was so impressed. And having you now, or talking to you now again, in an initiation to honor the memory of Gabriel, 10 years later, it's really very impressive, Victoria.
Still here.
Yeah, still here. And the way you kept his legacy and promote his legacy and his dreams, maybe, is absolutely fantastic. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. About consulting in Armenia, I think that this is a joke that we used to make, is that I think we're the country that has the biggest saturation of consultants per capita, probably. I mean, there are like more than 2,000, 3,000 consultants. It depends how you define consultants anyway, but still, for a nation that is so small, we officially have 2.9 million of population, but in Armenia we have probably less. So why we have so many consultants and why we're so successful in that, as probably that we like to teach. The Armenians like to teach. Instead of doing themselves, they like to provide advice and consult, and we always know how to do things better. So probably that's why we have so many consultants around us. And maybe we don't like to have bosses like myself. That's why, again, we have so many consultants. But if to be serious, there is a way that Armenians are bringing their talent to the table and bringing their talent to the world, be it in IT sector, which you mentioned recently, and to the consulting sector that we're going to discuss. It's a way that we are very adaptable, we're very flexible, we adapt quickly to the innovations, we learn about the innovation quickly. First, because we learn about it from diaspora and our compatriots in other countries that are already engaged in very newly developed industries or developing even industries. We have these connections. Many Armenians have businesses in the United States, for example, but also home office in Armenia. Also, many Armenians work for international companies worldwide. And so we bring all this experience, and we add our approach, our resilience, our hardworking character to this. And I think this is the secret. This combination is the secret why we happen to provide such a quality and such an impact. We can have some examples if you allow me to share very short presentation about consulting market in Armenia.
Sure. Yes, definitely. It would be wonderful. I just wanted to add that while I was preparing for this live stream and thinking about Armenia, I have been doing some research, and actually was quite surprised. Well, not really surprised, but very impressed to find out that quite a few very famous tech companies are from Armenia. I definitely know one which is called Crisp, because it's been I've been using it and I didn't know it's from Armenia. I just came about to learn about it, and it's a great tool for reducing the background noise and doing all sorts of other wonderful things, especially in our times when we do a lot of streaming, a lot of virtual events. And I've been using it, and when I saw that it's from Armenia, I was like, wow, yeah. And there are quite a few, the PixArt, the photo and video editing app, right? The service Titan, also quite known in the home service industry. Super Annotate. So all these great tech companies.
You know them all.
Well, I know them, but I've also I've been using them, and that's that's really great. So I also know that Armenia is often now referred to as the Silicon Valley of the Caucasus, due to its thriving startup ecosystem. and the numerous tech companies. So this is very interesting and amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, you did a little bit of spoiling my future presentation.
Oh,
but
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm very impressed by that, and I'm very thankful for that. So I'm trying to share the presentation.
I think we got it. Yeah.
Okay. So if we speak strictly about consulting, these are the international consulting firms operating in Armenia. I think you know them all, and I shouldn't present them one by one. As you see, almost I think we don't have McKinsey here, but we have McKinsey's consultants doing projects in Armenia. So basically, we also don't have official representation here, but they work for Armenian industries and government sometimes as well. What defines our consulting sector? First of all, a strong focus on technology. As you already said, Victoria, the tech sector is quite developed in Armenia. And again, this is due to a combination of several factors. First, strong STEM education that we inherited from Soviet Union, and tech orientation that we also historically had. We put it to use in innovative industries. That ties with diaspora that first helped to outsource Armenian mathematicians, engineers, architects from, let's say, the same United States and other countries. And then little by little, working in these tech organizations, these people learned how to do products. These people had their own dreams, their own ideas that ended up with own startups. No one probably knew how many and how big these startups would grow, but it happened. So and the salary was relatively lower back then, which allowed different countries to be very interested in Armenian programmers, in Armenian tech specialists. I wouldn't say that currently we are very competitive in terms of salaries, but we're still very high in demand, probably due to the quality already, and due to the fact that everybody knows that Armenian tech is a brand. Armenia is already a brand in this way, and yeah, some call it even Silicon Valley of Caucasus. Still, in some aspects, in other also aspects of consulting, the pricing is competitive. We still are very competitive compared to Western markets, and that's why we even export a lot of consulting services overseas. Operational costs are also lower, strong diaspora connections. Also, you know that every Armenian speaks at least 3 languages. Well, not every, but in general, and especially consultants. We automatically learn Russian. We each of us speaks English because when your market is very small, you have to learn the languages of big markets so that to be easily integrated, and you cannot do without English or other foreign language in professional career, even in Armenia. So at least 3 languages we speak, and this also provides us access to a huge market of post-Soviet countries, Central Asia, and others. Geopolitical position, being a bridge between East and West, also plays its role. And I remember when Institute of Education was in Armenia, helping us to learn how to better educate our children. They really shared with us situations with other countries where they were also trying to consult, but due to some cultural differences, the cooperation didn't work, and it was a country in Central Asia. Didn't work that well because it took them ages to understand the mentality of local people, to understand how they communicate, how they work, how things work, and etc. So in this regards, in this light, Armenian consultants are very useful in these cultures, and they can be a bridge of these different cultures. They can translate the culture and the situation in terms of approaches, in terms of traditions, in terms of business culture and working culture to both sides. And yeah, we have to be flexible, we have to be agile, because we have no other option. And this also brings to the table a lot of attractive aspects and sides of Armenia. Armenian brand, again, as I already said, that we find niches and we work on that niches. It's not big in scale, but it's deep in its quality and approach. Because we do not have too many big organizations, and you cannot really, as a consultant, it's very difficult to concentrate on one industry, because in that industry there might be very few players, and then as a consultant you won't have enough clients. So that's why we need to all the time to learn new industries. We need to do more than consulting. We need to be, again, more flexible, and to have more hands-on approach, to have more tailored solutions, not very standard packages for each client. That also makes us very attractive. This is very nice terminology that actually was provided to me by an AI assistant. I'm using Claude and OpenAI. I think everyone has its favorite, but innovation out of necessity is exactly what it is. We are forced to be innovative. We have no other option. So this is something that is inputted, embedded in every Armenian, probably. Yeah, if we look at the structure, we talked about IT a lot. IT advisory is 1/3 of our global consulting market. Another 1/3 comes to business advisory. Banking here is separate, and the rest are other small industries. And we export as much as 30% of our consulting services to the world, let's say so. And yeah, success stories. I would like to say that this is a huge success story. It is, again, IT organization, but it does IT consulting for other governments, for governments all over the world. And this is Synopsys. Probably you can find projects that Synopsys has done in each country that we right now, and it's a huge organization, again, from Armenia. And here the unicorns. Yeah, there are more, but we try to select, again, like the top or the most famous ones, so that people relate to what they have been using all this time. And yes, these are organizations that are by now based in Armenia, but there are some aspects, like in Armenia, the market, capital market, is not that developed. So still, to raise capital and to become unicorn, you have to cooperate with, for example, the original Silicon Valley. That's why, again, unfortunately and fortunately, we are still represented in other countries. But I hope that one day our capital markets will be developed so that we can invest and raise money for our startups locally, or at least from Armenians. Here is an interesting post. Maybe our colleagues would like to later look at it. Sona is director of Business Angels Network in Armenia, and these are the coming unicorns. She posted 5 days ago about the organizations that are going to become unicorns as they think. Maybe you can later check it out if it's interesting for you, dear audience. And I think enough about very serious things. um,
Yeah, thank you for sharing this. What we can also do, we can post, if you share those presentations later, we can also make them available on social media and on the website. So for those who are watching later, they can even, download the presentation so that they have access to all these names that they can look forward to working with in the future.
Yeah, of course. And of course, coming back to your comments about the policy, of course, in Armenia, I think from the beginning of 2000s, there was a policy to develop the tech industry with a lot of incentive schemes and free zones and tech parks and other kinds of support systems, grants that still keep going by now. So yeah, it's never only about the private sector. It's also always a tandem of private sector and public sector that can develop an industry to that scale in a country. And regarding the Institute of Management Consultants, here I also have a presentation, but if you're bored with visuals, I can totally understand.
No, we're not bored at all. Would love to see that. But as you were talking about consulting and the unicorns, we got a question, and it actually came from Anya. And because Anya is a sustainability expert, well, not a student anymore, she graduated, but she is asking about how much of an emphasis is placed on sustainability topics in Armenia,
Yeah,
especially in the
much.
consulting sphere. If you can comment on that, that would be wonderful.
Of course. Thank you, Anya, for your question. And we are actually very interested in experts in sustainability because this is a relatively new topic for Armenia. But Armenia, as every other country, is forced to follow the sustainability topic. And on the other hand, consultants in Armenia are very interested in this topic because this is something that we didn't hear much or he didn't hear a lot before, but in recent years, I think recent 5 or even a little bit more years, this has become the most trending topic in Armenia, and all the finance to private sector is also associated with this topic. That's why the business is also interested in this. I don't know if for business this is a conscious choice or this is a situational choice. But I think that even if it is a situational incentive choice, it will become a culture also. It is quite expensive for us to embed sustainability in the business, but it is something that we have to follow because ecologically we are in a very poor situation nowadays, especially in Yerevan. And yeah, so this is very important topic for us. That's why we have selected this topic as the one of two main topics of our conference, international conference, that we're going to talk about soon. So Anya, if you have time and if you have an opportunity, please come visit us in October. And maybe you can even be in one of our panels if you'd like. We would be happy to see you here.
Oh, thank you for the invitation to Anya. Thank you. And also, yeah, that just was a comment from Gulsum, of course, who is here with us today. Thank you, Gulsum. Again, great to see you virtually. And she says that she did travel to Armenia 2 times and participate in the Integrity Conference and appreciates the achievements of the country in terms of anti-corruption.
Thank you, Gulsum. We really hope to have you again this fall, and everybody just welcome to Armenia. I think it's a nice experience. It's a little bit different experience, but a very nice experience, and the level of service in Armenia is quite high. So I think this is something to anticipate and be interested to see. I know that I'm very fond of my country, and I might oversell, but it's really so. Yeah.
Gulsum saying she will come in October.
She said that she will participate online this time.
Online this time. Sorry, yeah. I was super excited to see that she's participating, but online, yeah. Well, with this opportunity to do things online, on the one hand, of course, it's great that many people can join in, even if they cannot travel. But on the other hand, yeah, it sort of might be limiting the participants on the ground. But it's also better for sustainability efforts, because air travel is a huge pollution, and when people don't have to fly, that's a certain benefit. But of course, it is something about being together and seeing people in person and communicating in person. Well, since we're already talking about October, Naira, maybe you can tell us and show us your presentation about your Institute of Management Consultants, and then also talk about the conference and give us a little bit of a preview of what the participants can expect. I think the screen froze a little bit.
Course.
Oh, yeah. We can hear you. The video is a little bit... and I wanted to welcome Michael Prazian, who is joining us from Vilnius. Hi, Michael. Thank you for finding the time on your Sunday evening or afternoon. Welcome. Always great to have you with us. So, yep, if Naira can show us the presentation that you have about... Oh, yeah. We can see it.
Okay, so it's I'm not going to show all of it, but I want to tell about the Institute of Management Consultants in Armenia that we're very proud of. And it's not that every country has an institute, and especially a full member of ICMCI. So we're really proud of this achievement. And me personally, as the president, want to boast a little bit about our organization. It was registered back in 2011 after an event that EBRD hosted in Georgia. It was Management Consulting Essentials Training, where our attendants learned about the ICMCI, about CMC and everything, and came back and initiated the first meeting and decided to open an association. In 2013, we were awarded as the most dynamic national institute by Gabriel Al-Salem Foundation. And probably you can see Victoria very a scene that you remember. This was back
right.
I think again in 2013 when you presented the award, and then IMC Armenia decided to apply. This is a small surprise you back then, and then this is also already when
you got the award, and that was presented in Kiev in Ukraine in 2014 during our conference there on February 1st, Gabriel's birthday. It was really great. I was so happy to see the Armenian team. And
and the Armenian team was very happy to have the award.
Yeah, well, the award is continuing, so you're always welcome to apply.
We will.
We've been,
we will.
Great to have your application.
Yeah, of course. I think we will also have another opportunity to promote the award with our members and personally. So in 2023, somewhere we have the IMC Armenian 10 years. In 2017, we passed an assessment and became provisional members of ICMCI. And we decided back then that we're not going to stop, and we're going to obtain the full membership. That happened, it was in 2022, sorry. In 2022, we obtained already the full membership. And you can visit us at our official website. We can share it later so that everybody can see that. We have currently 20 CMCs in Armenia, 3 CMC mentors, CMC assessors. So we run through the full cycle. We do the training. We can do the assessment. We do the mentorship. We help our candidates to pass the certification. And we're very happy that every year the interest towards the profession and towards the certification is growing. I will share this information again if you'd like to have it. The institute is very active. We organize conferences. We do the CMC trainings and other master classes and laboratories for our members. But of course, also we do fun and networking. We have a very nice tradition on the anniversary of our foundation. We gather and give gifts to each other, books. So these are the 3 consecutive years. There are more, but I just brought the last years that we keep this tradition. And you can see that the network is growing. We do public-private dialogue and advocacy on different levels. Here you can see the SME Council and our representation there. And again, that's so far about the institute. We can talk a lot about that, but we don't have time for that. And now approaching to the conference, we are going to host the most prestigious, the only probably international consulting conference in Armenia. We were going to host it back in 2020, but then COVID struck, and then we had to wait for several years to come back to our dream again. And this year, already in a month's time, this is actually happening. For this, I would like also to show a short video, and then we can talk about the agenda, about the participation, about the speakers that are absolutely fantastic, and I'm looking forward to meeting them here.
Very exciting.
Yeah, we are actually very, very excited. And yeah, let me share it.
And we will post the website, the conference website, which is a beautiful website, in the comment section, so our viewers can also go and see it for themselves, the agenda and the whole list of participants. Yeah, you can start.
Sustainability, digitalization, and business. At the International CMC Conference, keynote speeches, master classes, Constantinus awarding ceremony.
Yeah, this is a very short one as a reel, just not to make you bored, but we can also go through the website if you'd like to see how it looks, or we can post the website as you said. Yeah, there is the website. So what is going to happen? It's more than 3 days event, 3.5 days event. It will be opened with welcoming event at a very nice spot where you can see ancient Armenian, old traditional Armenian carpets and taste traditional Armenian food. But it's a fusion. It's a place where the modern meets the traditional, and So we are going to have an opening there. Then it will follow with 2 days of conference where, as you see, there will be keynote speeches, there will be roundtables, there will be master classes. So simultaneously, businesses and consultants can attend master classes by very professional international and Armenian consultants. And also there will be the meeting of this ICMCI and the Constantinus Award. So if you allow, I can go through the agenda, or how would you like to us to follow with question and answer? Or
you can certainly, go through the agenda briefly, and I think it will be especially interesting for those who are watching this to maybe know of some interesting speakers and the topics that will be discussed. I know you already said in general that what it will be focused on, sustainability, digitalization, and business. But if you have some, highlights perhaps that you can share.
Okay, I can share highlights of our keynote speakers that we are particularly proud of, probably here. And again, we are, am I sharing already?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so these are only the part of speakers, but keynote speakers. And here you can see that we have two Armenian keynote speakers, consultants, experts that we're very, very proud of. It's David Young and Leonid Girakosyan. Leonid is partner at McKinsey, and David, I think a lot of people know about David. I think we all remember ABB Bilingual. That is David's organization. And the topic that he's going to uncover is very, very interesting one. We're going to look at it in a moment. We have people, Joseph Wozniak and Lars Sudman, and many, many more. So really, I wouldn't miss this event for forward, because it's going to be so enlightening. So much new and controversial things will happen there. So many discussions. And I think that in a way the international consulting community is going to discuss and probably redefine some approaches to consulting, because whatever happens now globally, the rapid tech development, the AI development, and etc., is going to change drastically the way we are providing services, the way we live in general, but the way consultants are going to provide services, or if they are going to provide services at all, right? We don't know what future brings. So I think that the discussions there will be very, very important, and there will be some things that we would agree around, be it ethics, be it how we should reskill, upskill, where to move. It's really crazy. I cannot express I cannot do any predictions about that, and that's why I'm looking forward to it very much. So this is our website. We chose sustainability and digitalization because these are the most trending topics of the world now. What every consultant is really interested. As I already mentioned, it will start from 7th October by reception, followed by a conference, award, and ICMCI meeting of delegates. There are different packages. The participants can either be at all the events or just part of the events, depending on their schedules and interest. And and also somewhere I had
I think you also have a great post-conference tours planned out, so that the participants could take some time to
It's pre and post. Pre and post.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends who comes when, and then there are lots of events and cultural programs also in mind. So for us, it's very busy season now, but it's full of anticipation and I don't know. We're looking forward to this.
Well, this is all very exciting, and it's just going to be great. You have great speakers, great topics, great agenda. Everything's planned out, so it will be a wonderful event. And as if I can help you promote this as much as I can through our email list, through our social media, I'll be very happy to do that.
Yeah.
And again, I'm sure that many consultants already know about this great event and that it's happening in Armenia, especially. It's so interesting to go and see. So I'm wishing you the best of luck and looking forward to staying in touch and learning and about how it all goes.
And leaving our footprint on the consulting industry. You have noticed it's the color of pomegranate that is Armenian's symbol.
Yes.
And so the footprint of pomegranate color.
That's right. So I'm sure it will be wonderful. Again, here is the website on our screens, or for anybody who is interested, they can check the conference website for themselves. Naira, I think we have your video a little bit frozen at the moment. We can hear you, but the video is not. But I think that's probably okay because we're nearing the end of our live stream.
I just wanted to add that for various organizations and for group attendance, we can provide special offer. So you can write to us, to me personally, to the page of IMC Armenia. Find us on LinkedIn. We can also provide you the link. Find myself on the LinkedIn. Let's be friends, irrespective if you're coming or not. And we can discuss the opportunities to be an attendee, or even a participation at some of the master classes or roundtables or panel discussions that still have some places that we can host you as an expert.
This is great. Thank you very much for your kind offer. And your video is showing again, so we have you back on the screen. And again, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to find Naira on LinkedIn or me on LinkedIn, and we can be in touch together. And Naira is very active on LinkedIn. And also the Institute's page is there. You can see all of the updates, all of the information about the upcoming conference. So thank you so much. This has been so interesting to learn about Armenia, about Armenians' economy, about consulting sector in Armenia, and about your Institute of Management Consultants, and also, of course, about the upcoming conference in October. Again, the dates are October 7 to 11, but there will be pre-conference and post-conference cultural and historic tours as well. So you can learn as much as you want about Armenia by attending this event in October.
Right. So thank you very much.
Yes. So as we are nearing the end of our live stream, I just wanted, I'm sorry, I think I'm losing my voice. Even though I haven't talked that much, Naira was doing most of the talking. But thank you to everyone who joined us today on their Sunday on September 1st. For those who are in the countries where September 1st is the beginning of the school year, congratulations.
Or condolences.
Or condolences. Yeah, I guess the school starts tomorrow, right? Since it probably doesn't start on Sunday. So, and thank you also, of course, to our inspiring speaker today, Naira Margaryan, former Deputy Minister of Economy of Armenia and currently serving as President of the Institute of Management Consultants of Armenia. Thank you also to Anya Al-Salem, who's been helping us handling the technical side of this live stream from behind the scenes. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. And again, there will be the replays available. And stay tuned for our next one coming in on October 1st. We will have one of the winners of our award this year talking about his achievements, and he will be joining us from India. So there will be more announcements coming in, so please stay tuned. And again, the International Award for Excellence in Consulting, named after Gabriel Al-Salem, is always on and running. You're always welcome to submit your applications. The information is available on the foundation's website, and we're always happy to hear from everyone, and happy to receive your applications and learn about your great work. See you again in 1 month on October 1st at the same time at 14-hour GMT. Stay tuned, and for now, I am wishing everyone a fantastic first month of fall. Take care and goodbye. Thank you very much.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.